What's up, everybody? It is
Tactical Tuesday.
Do you want to say it?
Tactical Tuesday. I know I'm not going to get the fun voice with that.
So a lot of you, well, at least two of you asked to talk about situational awareness and the female
perspective. Yeah.
Perspective.
Yeah.
That's a better word than I was going to use. The female perspective. And you may ask why I'm holding a hatchet or an axe. For no reason, because it's a hatchet and it's an axe. You know, we look at, you know, things that happen with crime or attacks. What are some of the things that you, kind of as a woman, a mother of two,
yes,
that you, and a working entrepreneur lady, what do you think about? Do you even think about it?
Initially, no, not really. Like, busy with my phone. Sometimes it's ringing. I'm trying to juggle groceries or kids, and I just don't really pay attention until something catches my eye, and I get a little nervous about it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm putting my phone away, just kind of trying to be a little bit more aware of what's going on. Kind of.
Does like the things you see on like the internet or news, does that ever like go, oh wow, I should maybe be paying more attention?
Right. Yeah, I've seen a couple of attacks videos on the internet, and it's kind of brought that that kind of attention to me.
Do you think that most people have this mentality that like, oh, that's out there, but it's never going to happen to me?
Right. Yeah. I mean, definitely. Like when I talk to my girlfriends, we're exchanging stories about different things, and not until something really hits the news, and it's kind of scary. Do we really start to think about, well, maybe I should be paying more attention.
And I have to say, like, I don't want this to sound like fear-mongering, or is that a word? Fear-mongering? I don't want this to be like, oh, you should be afraid of everything. No, that's actually the quite opposite. I want you to have the perspective and the training that you need to not be afraid and to be prepared, so that you make the decisions now in training, or, to make the decisions before you walk out the door. So that when an event hopefully never happens, but if an event ever does happen, that you've already made the decision to do that. Right. Okay, so statistically, the things that happen that were some of the most dangerous places that we are at is an ATM. Right. So when we're in ATM, we're thinking, you probably got two kids, your son's wanting, new cleats for his soccer or whatever he's got going on, or
and
new
I'm
drone.
juggling to find the card in my wallet. Yeah.
So he's wanting a new drone. Your daughter's wanting, I don't know, whatever. What is
My Little Pony?
My Little Pony, right?
Yes.
So the last thing you're thinking is somebody's coming to try to take your money. You're in there with your kids. So taking the extra second, telling them to shut the hell up, and then looking around you, seeing what's going on around you. Is it lit? Do they have cameras on? And then being smart about what you're doing, not just, being so wrapped up into your own environment that you don't even see what's going on around you.
Right.
Another one that got brought up earlier was jogging, right?
Yeah, I like to run with my headphones in, and so you're just a little more focused on your breathing, the music that's playing, and
a lot of people use it as like a stress reliever, right? So you've got all these issues, all the issues in the world, money, family, work, everything. So that's a good time to like tune out, right?
Right.
So just go on a trail and start tuning out.
Yeah.
And when you tune out, what happens?
You just stop paying attention.
You're not situationally aware,
yeah.
Right? So things that you can do. One, not have the volume up so loud that you don't hear the ambient noise around you or people talking or whatever. And then maybe going to somewhere that's a little bit more crowded, not finding that special trail through the woods that you just happen to be all alone at. It's like, it reminds me of the guy, what was it, 127 Hours, where he's like, I'm a tough guy and I'm going to go out and rock climb and go run around the desert by myself.
Right.
And not tell anyone.
Right.
Maybe not a great plan.
Right.
Tell somebody when you're there or when you're going, when you're going to be back and where you're at and how to get a hold of you. Right. So they know, okay, well, Bobby's been out for 3 hours running. she's probably not running for
I'm
3
probably
hours.
actually dying somewhere. Somebody needs to find me.
So they know where to find you if you're not back,
Right.
right? So that's another one. Probably the most biggest thing, and you guys actually have a protocol at work that you don't go to your car
by ourselves.
You don't leave work by yourself.
Right.
That is absolutely great. Too many times I've seen people either leave work or hear that they're leaving work late at night and they're walking from their place of business or from a store to their car.
Yeah.
And they're on their phone, they're doing whatever, and then when they get to the car, what do they do? What are typically women doing once they get to the car?
We are like digging in our purse,
The
trying to find
bottomless,
something down there that feels like keys.
Yeah, the bottomless pit of whatever that bag is, to find your keys.
Yeah.
So your head's in your keys, you're not paying attention. That's
Right.
the most easiest thing, like that somebody can grab you or catch you off guard.
Right. I would have no idea. I've got house keys. I've got my fob for my gym. I've got all kinds of things in that bag.
So have your key, like before you walk out that door, have your keys in your hand so that when you get to your car, you hop right in your car. Right. Not only that, but if your like spider sense is going off, you're seeing something around, something happens, somebody starts to approach you, those keys are actually a great weapon of opportunity. Put those things between your knuckles. It is not going to feel good. So be prepared, like just be ready to like, that's not the time to go check your Instagram from the door to your car. Have them in your hand.
A situation that has happened to me personally, was walking down the street. I was at a conference in Austin downtown, so it was kind of crowded, tourists and business people that routinely go through there. And I and another colleague of mine were walking, and then all of a sudden we just found ourselves in the middle of a group of guys that we didn't really see where they came from, or we didn't recognize them. And I just had to look at my colleague, and just it was like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Like, how did we get here? How do we get out of this situation? Basically, we just kind of just stopped and let that crowd pass by us. But for a split second there, I'm grabbing my purse, trying to pull that in close to me. I didn't know exactly what the possibilities were, but I just definitely felt threatened.
I think you did a good job, though. That's exactly what I would have told you to do. Instead of like progressing with them, like immediately stop, make that separation between you and them. And if they stop, now things need to be escalated to another level. I mean, if you're in a public place, scream, yell, kick, fight, anything that you can do, because that's going to cause a huge scene. A lot of times we talk about like a kidnapping or something like that, or an assault that takes place. You have seconds to make a decision that could be your life. So in those seconds, that is like everything that you got, that you give, like whatever you have to do, scream, yell, fight, punch, scratch, dip, duck, dodge, dive, whatever it may be. But that you put distance between you and the threat, and that's always the biggest thing. So immediately, if you were surrounded and they're like trying to follow you or trying to like do
I had
something,
no idea. I didn't care. I was scared.
stop with your friend, let them go, and then probably should have crossed the road, take a different a route, grabbed an Uber, and like, okay, we're good. Yeah, but that initial reaction of what you did was a good idea. Not to mention grabbing your purse, because you always take that thing. I think there's a video of an old lady like beating the shit out of somebody with a purse. So you always have that opportunity as well, if you're not carrying good old trusty axe.
Right.
Right.
So maybe I should carry around an axe. That'd be like super scary.
I don't know if that's legal. I don't know if you're allowed to legally carry around an axe.
I'm from Texas. I think there's a lot of things like that.
That's probably true. I think you have a belt holster for an axe somewhere.
That's right.
So things that you can do to protect yourself. 1, stay situation aware. Avoid distractions. Your kids, your phone, whatever it may be. Don't let that get in the way of you being situation aware of your surroundings. 2, take the proper precautions. Be ready to get out of that building and get in your car. Okay, have your keys in your hand. If you're pulling up to your house, open your garage, drive in, close the garage. Just be ready for whatever situation it's around. Don't be standing there fumbling with your purse, fumbling with your phone, whatever it may be to get where you need to be. Just go ahead and be ready.
Right.
And then don't be complacent. Like, don't have the same pattern. Vary your routes. Vary your day. Like, if you go to the same place to eat on the same day at the same time all the time, maybe switch it up a little bit. You need some variety in your life anyway if you're doing that. So don't get complacent and just get in this routine of what you're doing all the time. Vary it up.
Right. Like I have kids. We have to go to school. We take the same route. So maybe go a different direction.
Go a different direction.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And change is good anyway.
Yeah.
As I said, this is not for you to be afraid. This is more for you to train your mind, train your body, so that you make the decisions in training, so that when a real life situation hopefully never occurs, but if it does, that you've already made that decision months ago and your body's just reacting. These are tools to empower you to not be a victim of your circumstance. You guys know the deal. Never quit, never surrender, always forward. We'll see you guys next time.